Welcome to SUP, the Scope Unmuzzled podcast, episode 15. And this time around, we have two new guests. Well, one recurring guest, which is Akira, who's actually been in 2 episodes before. Non-video ones, all the audio ones, episode 0 and 5. Then we have Remonite, who is also a good friend of mine who lives in Kuwait. And he will be the main guest of today. So we'll be talking about him, about the things he's been through, the maybe cultural differences, or whatever the fuck we come to expect. As always, so we'll do the introduction, and after that, whatever topics we get some time for, we'll go into. So with that, let's start the show and get this train wreck of a podcast on the rails. Welcome to the podcast. So, as I said, this time around, we have 2 guests. One very good friend of mine from Germany and one very good friend of mine from Kuwait. On the right side here, we have Akira. And on the left side of the couch, we have Remonite. Before I start to introduce Remonite, I'm actually going to give Akira a bit of time to do a short introduction. He's already been in 2 episodes before, so if you really want to know a bit more about him, you can watch episode 0 in this case. It's on SoundCloud. And with that, I would like you to start, Akira. Could you tell a bit more about yourself for people who have not seen episode 0? Take it away.
Of course. Well, it's me, Akira, your boy. I'm back. Well,
wait, before you start, why are you not in virtual yet? Why are you in desktop? Could you explain that?
Well, I can definitely explain that because I am poor. I'm running on a PC that's literally slanted like the fucking Tower of Pisa. Mm-hmm. And I technically could even boil an egg if I keep this thing running longer than like 3 hours.
Yeah, I think I hear a fan in the background.
Because this PC is also... Yes, it's the only fan this PC has, so be patient with it. Okay. If you insult it, it'll turn off. Mm-hmm. And then I'm gonna have a problem, because then I cannot be here.
So you can call
the
you on
PC's
Discord?
Just gonna turn off.
So your PC had just been dying last time, because I think I've seen you in VR. I think the last event we had, or you were part of. Yeah, it was still working at some point, at least.
Well, yeah, it was. But since the recent events here with my PC, I doubt that it will run. At least it's not VR ready.
Okay.
At least not right now. But it will be VR ready soon, because we still technically even have a game to finish.
A game to finish? What? Yes. Don't tell me it's... Oh my god. What? Is it your spot? Oh, yeah. Okay, go ahead.
No. It's a VR game we played.
Oh, no.
There's no finish. There's no finish to that. What do you mean?
I mean, technically we could also play Phasmo, but no, it's not Phasmophobia. If I would remember the name, it's something with after the...
Oh.
Fuck me. Let me check. Oh yeah, right. I'm not on the Steam account.
Like after the dark. Yeah, I think I know. It's like a zombie shooter game.
After the fall. Yes. The zombie game. Because we actually never... Well, I mean, we did finish, but since they probably did some updates, so we could do that. Yeah, that's pretty much the whole reason I'm not in VR, because my PC is probably as good as a toaster from like 2020-40.
2020-40? What?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay.
Didn't you live in the next era?
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Because our toaster is going to be high tech in the future. Yeah. Makes sense.
Yes.
Right. So
I mean, you can already play games on smart fridge.
Yeah, that's true. So to continue from this tangent back to yourself, Akira, introduce yourself.
Oh, I mean, I'm just an ordinary German man. Don't really got much to tell. I think the most important things I've told in the pilot episode of this podcast. So if you're actually interested in who I am and what I did and how we met, you might want to listen to the pilot episode on SoundCloud.
Such a tease.
That's probably the best way. Yeah, I mean, if you have not listened to it since you started doing this video podcast, it might not be bad to even check out the SoundCloud, because you might have not.
Mm-hmm.
You never know.
That is a good point.
You never know who haven't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because what I've been seeing is actually a lot of people since the SoundCloud. So I switched over since episode 8. So episode 8 was the first video podcast. Everything before it was just audio only on SoundCloud. I saw like a jump of views from like SoundCloud to YouTube by like 2-3 times, basically. So I know for a fact that a lot of these people that have maybe watched the video have not actually listened to the ones on the SoundCloud. And yeah, if you're interested in those, even like the ones that I was the guest on my own podcast, you can even listen to those at episode 5, where actually Akira was also in.
You've been the guest.
Mm-hmm.
The guest Speaking of guests, podcast.
Speaking of guests, we have an actual new guest, and let me transition to that one, which is Remonite. So Remonite, you've been a bit quiet. Could you introduce yourself? Like where you're from, your age, if you've grown up, what you're known for, hobbies, interests, work, whatever, all these kind of things.
Sure. Hello, I am Remonite, Scopes certified good old friend that I haven't seen in barely like a fucking year, but yeah, sure, we can go along with that.
Hey, no throwing me under the bus, man. God damn it. I've been busy, man. Okay, yeah, it's pretty, okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Someone has to fill the gaps in the couch. I know. It is what it is.
Yep.
As you already have heard, I am from Kuwait. In case you don't know where Kuwait is, it's a country in the Middle East. We have tons of oil, but no, I am not an oil prince. I don't own any of the oil. And without exposing myself too much so I don't get doxxed, I am an engineer. I'll leave it to your imagination what kind of engineer I am. I am in my early 30s, and I spend most of my time like on my PC, like everyone probably watching this or was here to probably. All I do is play VR, play gacha games, and watch anime. Yeah, but that's basically it. Like, there's not much really to go with. I would say I have a lot of interests, or had a lot of interests. Like I used to be into a lot of quote unquote, not quote unquote, into a lot of sports, but due to medical reasons, I'm not allowed to do any of them anymore. So here we are sitting on a couch, both in real and in VR, for immersion purposes. And yeah, that's all I can say for now.
Okay. Well, could you tell a bit more also about your recent injury, or the reason why you're able to actually attend this podcast is because of some medical reasons, because normally, so in the Middle East, you work on Sunday and you have the Thursday off, unlike most countries where like Saturday, Sunday is the weekend. There it's a bit different. So you normally would have to work tomorrow, because we're recording this on a Saturday evening, not normal time, local time. Could you explain why you're here specifically, why you are able to do this, to attend the podcast?
Long story short, you guys are Westerners. You have your weekends on Saturday and Sunday.
Yes.
We have it on, or most Muslim countries have it on Friday and Saturday. That's because Friday is a holy night and stuff, like it's a religious thing. So Friday is where we need to not stop working and do our prayers and stuff. And just to go along with that, it carries on to Saturday, and usually we work on Sunday. However, because of medical reasons, I have been on a medical vacation for a fairly long time. This is technically my, third or whatever surgery for my arms or shoulders. I'm trying not to go into too much detail because this country is a small country and people can get fucking pointed out easily based on their fucking lore, dude. But yeah, long story short, I had surgery. My arm had an issue where it was like basically dislocating all the time. My shoulder, that is. By arm, I mean shoulder, sorry. It would dislocate. I could pull a door. I could sneeze, and my arm will dislocate. So they had to put screws on. Speak of the devil.
Nice.
I had to put screws on it so I don't snap it off. And sadly, I'll be back to work very soon. But it's been long and it's been fun. But we have to do our duties eventually. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm. Well, actually, Akira, you've also had issues before. I think you've also talked about it in the other episode.
Me?
You also have experience with like those dislocating your shoulder, right?
I've done it 2 more times, so yeah, I'm very good at that.
Don't you need to get some operations like Remonite did, or how does that work? You just suck it up?
Yeah, I do need to technically visit the doctor, but if you would listen to the first episode, you would also know that I'm not a huge fan of doctors. So,
despite
skipping.
You have been going to the hospital a lot of times, though. Like,
well, man, I've not done it on my own.
Yeah,
I mean,
true.
Every time I've been sent to the hospital, it's in a state where I could not really resist. Even though actually my country has fucking good healthcare. Like, any other country would probably say, all right, take me there, please.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, I am in a country with pretty good healthcare, and I'm just like, man, I don't want to.
Well, actually, you bring up a good point, because I don't know what the healthcare situation is in the Middle East. Could you give more insight on that, Remonite?
Well, I'm not exactly a professional because in this scenario, because I am on insurance. Well, kinda, but generally speaking, citizens get free healthcare here. You just go to your city's clinic or hospital, because based on your identification, you're assigned, your address. So if your address is whatever X city, you have to go to X city clinic unless it's an emergency. Then they kind of allow it. You go there, you give your ID, you get your car, you get okay, visit the doctor, free, nothing. If you're a foreigner, however, you go to a stamping machine, and based on your treatment, whatever, I think you have to pay for reception or something. I think you just go through the reception. Once you get your treatment and stuff, you have to actually go pay, get a stamp for the medication and for the treatment and for whatever. Basically, long story short, if you're a foreigner, you pay. If you're a citizen, it's free. Insurance is not given free either, because if you want to go to a private hospital, fancy one, you want to just flex, you have to get your own insurance or just pay from your own wallet. Or if your job offers insurance in your contract, well, you pay. That's even better, because clinics here are how do I say it, notorious for having really bad waiting lines or debatable methods of treatment, where you can just go to the doctor and have your fucking spine is inside, your fucking knee is inside out, and someone will just be like, just take some Panadol, dude. It's all right, dude. No. Everything here is resolved. You have a headache, you have a stomach ache, you have bone problems, you have mental disorders. Everything is treated by Panadol. I'm sorry if doctors in my country, if I'm offending you, but you catch my drift. You know what I'm talking about. You go to Mubarak hospital and you just go in and you're your knees is bleeding and they just spit on it and they give you a Panadol and you're fine.
Bro, can I please come to your country?
Oh yeah, also disclaimer, getting morphine and good painkillers here is actually very difficult. So if you have really bad pain, well, good luck. Just put some ice on it. You're good.
Well, I mean, but don't you toughen up in the time, Yeah,
you build tolerance, man. You build, we're built different, dude.
Yeah, said the man that opens the door all of a sudden shoulder. Oh, well.
Yeah, talking about that way, let me...
Gee.
And dead.
Man
folded.
Well, that's actually... That's actually interesting to know. So yeah, Akira, you could go there and, well, you still have to pay.
I mean,
but it
technically, but they wouldn't take me there then, you know?
No.
Like,
well, they would.
At least
if you pay.
I wouldn't have to go there. Like, no, just like to go there in general. I mean, if you gotta go there technically by yourself and then in the end even pay if you're a foreigner, you know, it's even better because here it doesn't matter where you're pretty much from. You get found on the floor because you passed out or something. Some random guy that finds you calls an ambulance and you're gone. You wake up in the hospital. Great.
Yeah, you respawn in the hospital.
You have a motorcycle crash, no
you.
problem, you know? And all of a sudden you just, boom. You're in a white room. You're like, hey, yo, what's this?
You finally woke up. You were trying to cross
trying to cross the road. Didn't really pan out that well. So, yeah, now you're here.
Oh, yeah.
Let's not go too much into the fucking medical healthcare stuff. Like we are in no position to speak out anything. We're not.
We are not medical experts. Disclaimer: if you have a medical issue, go to your nearest clinic or whatever. Don't be like Akira. You know, just go get treated. I mean, I don't know, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, or just walk it off, guys. Apparently, or just get some morphine shot. Just keep on trucking.
Just walk it off, man. Don't be a scrub.
Yeah. Well, that has helped for you a lot. But to go back to the original topics, right? So, the introduction for you, Remonite. Do you remember how we met and where we met?
If I remember correctly, we met in Nier Automata.
Mm-hmm. That's correct.
I'm not very sure if my memory serves me right. We were just there, and it was just like 3 of us, me, you, and if you remember, Surf.
Mm-hmm.
And we were just like, yo, what's up? Why is this world dead? What's happening? We're like, yeah, we're just out here. You feel, we're existing. We have a small talk. And we're like, okay, how do we spend time in this game? Just like we went on rambling, and you're like, dude, you actually talk in this game. That's crazy. And I'm like, yo, you talk too. That's fucking crazy, dude. People don't talk. It's called VR chat, but no one talks here. That's crazy. We should be friends. And like, yeah, hell yeah, dude. And then, next thing we know it.
I remember it a bit differently.
I don't remember, dude.
Well, actually, no, so you bring up a good point. You brought up Surf, which that's correct. So I think we met Surf also at the same time, and I met you in the same world. What we just did, I'm not sure if that was that time or like afterwards, but I'm pretty sure we just bullied Surf the entire time, and then we just had a lot of laughs during that moment.
I mean, that could be the second time, because I doubt we would do that to someone we just met and we barely know, but possibly
we could.
Maybe. Yeah. I remember the whole recording.
If you know,
both
of you, though.
The ASMR thing, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think we would go that hard day one, but who knows? Like, man, it's been like, 3 years now? 2019, 2020? Jeez,
yeah, it's been
I'm sure flies.
Pre-COVID, my dude. It's been quite a while, actually. I should actually try and see if I can get Surf on. That would be interesting. He had some weird things happen to him over time as well. Probably something that someone thinks you might not even know, Remonite. Like he went blackout drunk at some point because he's friend.
I've heard about that.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, maybe multiple times, I'm not sure. But yeah, he didn't really have the best of friends. Despite us bullying him a lot, quite a bit, and like all of our friends kind of. It was a good,
Yeah, guys, you were pretty mean.
It was wholesome. It was within reason. Bullying is not okay. By bullying, we don't mean we're like spanking the dude's ass or something, okay? It's all banter. Just disclaimer again.
Yeah, he was just hurting himself. He stubbed his toe. He drank too much alcohol, and then I recorded it and actually put on like a PSA.
And
drinking.
He drinks too much, and he would get into problems on his own. We were not encouraging his bad habits. We were just playing along with him. Within reason.
Mm-hmm. And telling him to not be drinking so much because that's kind of bad. And then, he paid the price afterwards. Or getting blackout drunk, you have to go to the hospital and everything. So, would be interesting to get him on maybe someday if I can get a hold of him. But we'll see. Maybe he just thinks I'm just going to be bullying him on the podcast, which could also be fun. Who knows?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, exactly.
Who knows indeed.
But yeah, that is correct. So that's basically how we met near Tom the World. And Surf was there, and you were there, and then basically afterwards, I think we met up multiple times, and Akira was also there. Momiji was there. A lot of people, actually. A lot of firsts.
Yeah.
No. The first time it was just the three of us. Even if you look at the recording, it was just the three of us. That had, like the
I mean, like afterwards.
The spread, it was, yeah, perhaps.
Yeah.
But do you remember how me and Akira met?
That's a good question. I don't think I remember. Probably because Akira tagged along and you guys met each other.
Oh boy.
you can tell if you want.
Basically, I joined only one time. And, I'm like, Scope hangs with cool people and all. It's going to be fun. I'll just join on this dude. I joined. It was you and Nama and Akira and other people I don't remember, like background characters. Who cares? And I remember Akira being very, aggressive and, with the tone as usual. I mean, he was a bit more tsundere back then. He was a bit more on the edge.
Fuck you.
Yep.
What you mean, huh?
I still remember him bragging about his BMW avatar, or a freaking. I think it was a BMW, right? Was it?
Yeah.
When you had a really nice. Yeah. And then I was just roasting his BMW. Dude, you look like you're me. And then he's just like, "What you talk shit about my car? You enemy looking ass." And I'm like, I mean, hey man, we just went on a banner, and then he just crushed me. Then I came back and then.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that.
Yeah, I can vouch for that.
Flashbanged me.
Oh yeah,
and then we became friends.
Yeah, see, this is how you find friends.
Yeah, you bully people and just have some fun together, and then apparently you're friends. But yeah, I do agree that Akira was during that time was more tsundere, more. Kind of aggressive, and there were repercussions for that because crashes were still a thing during that time, very much so. True. It was a different time, man. I kind of wish they were back, but otherwise, maybe it's fine to have your game running stable for a while. It's nice. I think it still is a thing, but it's way less common now.
I mean, just wait for the creator companion. Maybe we can get some sponsorship on this podcast, yo.
Get sponsored by fucking Domino's. If I look at Akira, it's how many times he fucking ordered from it.
Hey, calm down. Wasn't that often? Just every once in a while.
Once you have the money for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right. So, for Akira, we already know this. So next question is the origin of your name. So yeah, Akira, we've discussed in episode 0, so I'm not going to repeat that. Remonite, what is the origin of your name?
I guess I could I'll just go into detail. My favorite, this name was all the way from 22, I think, where I was really into Touhou. And I really like the character Emilia Scarlet from Touhou 9, I think. Was it 8 or 9? I mean, sorry for Touhou fans for me, probably knowing everything incorrect, because I don't really care about the lore.
Fucking fuming.
I'm there for the waifus. Yeah. You should be careful. Touhou communities have a bad rep. I mean, that's what I heard. I don't know.
No.
I don't know. I'm not part of the community. I'm just a fan.
There goes our fan base, man. Fucking zip in views right now. Well, I had a person in the podcast that's a big Touhou fan, in the community and such. Well, 2 actually. Oh, yeah, I guess 2.
Oh well.
I mean, at least Touhou Discord communities are bad. Touhou Discord communities are apparently bad. There's literally freaking montages of it on YouTube. It's funny, but
this was a okay.
Most of the
You're
time,
not helping. You're not, bro. I'm trying to help you out. You're just throwing them all under the bus. It's I'm talking about this group. They seem to be fine. It's no, the Discord one, those are fucking garbage, man. It's sure, man.
I didn't say that. I didn't say garbage. I said apparently they're toxic. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I didn't interact with them, but yeah, going back to the main point.
Very bad with that, bro. Fucking Scope takes away the shovel. Bro fucking pulls out a digger and says, "Yeah, one moment."
I'll dig my own grave.
Hey man, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I liked Remilia, but Remilia's, I mean, I can't really name myself Remilia because that's a girl name. But I'm like, I wanted something inspired with that. So I was just like Rem. Whenever I could put it, I would just put Rem, which is a very common name, always taken. So I would just throw something extra to that name. When I was playing Terra I remember perfectly well that it was an Indian friend of mine. I was like, dude, I'm running out of Rem names. Like, I'm making multiple characters and I'm putting like Rem and then 1 something X something, and it's getting cringe. Like, can you help me out? Like, figure a name. And then he's like, I don't know, Remofag, Remo Zait, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like, he just kept throwing like curse words, and then he just like said knight, which is like he meant as in a knight, like, you know, like sword and shield kind of thing. Then I'm like, wait a minute, that sounds pretty cool, but I wrote it down. It looks ugly. I removed the K. Then I'm like, kryptonite, Remonite. Yo, Google it. Name is not taken. Name is not a thing. Yeah, that's my name now. Boom. I'm still using it for 8 years now. Thankfully, it's still like apparently not a very common name. Please don't yoink my name. It's my name. Thank you.
Already done, man. Already done.
My identity, no.
Across all games, you will have characters everywhere.
Yeah. Well, actually, that's a interesting topic, Akira, because I've been thinking about this. Like, if you would have a new game, like let's say like a new big MMO came out, and people have to fill in their names, I'm pretty sure there's going to be some people that are just going to like reserve their name like fucking day one, like the first hour it comes out. What would probably be like one of the first few names that would get taken in like a new popular game that comes out, online game?
Well, I mean, depends on what MMO kind of style game it's gonna be. Like, I mean, pretty basic names like aimbot, cheater. If it's a shooter, like if it's like shooter, like some people will just call themselves aimbot, cheater, hacker. Just like the very basics, because those names are actually pretty rare in the end if they still play with it.
You mean those are the names that
you rack up some good money?
Would try first?
No, but I mean, it's something I've done in a game, and I have been offered for the specific character a certain amount of money. Because I had a character called Cheater.
Oh, because of the name? So you got like offered money for it?
They wanted the name. I mean, everyone,
Wait, can you disclose how much money
unique names.
Can you disclose how much money you got from this?
Well, I got offered 300.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So,
but I kept the name because it's pretty good.
All right. What do you think, Remonite? What would be one of the first few names like in an online community that people would take?
I mean,
now it's going to be
shooters,
Remonite.
like Akira said. It will be no, don't take my name. It will always be like, for shooters, edgy names: Joker, Killer, Phantom, Darkness, Death X 1998, Dark Cloud, Dark Smile. Anything with the word dark in it will be taken. If your name was just Dark, you can probably sell that for big bucks. That if you give the name Dark, you probably can sell like, or Black, or like some very edgy name but looks clean. You can probably sell that for a lot. For MMOs, very likely generic names, unique names, and a lot of the times anime names. Because I don't know. I mean, if it's an anime MMO, definitely anime names will be taken a lot, like role players or whatever you want to call them. I know someone told me recently, what was it? I can't remember what game was it. I think it was like it wasn't Final Fantasy. Some random MMO. Like a friend told me recently that he had an account where he, like a new released MMO, which I forgot what he was. He's like, he made a really good name. Like some very common, like Darkness, I think. He called himself just Darkness, and it was a warlock. Something like that. And then he sold that account for like $900. Just because of the name.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's crazy. You just make an account on a new game, reserve all the good names, start selling them. I don't know. Sounds like a good business to me.
Well, I mean, some people just want to have their name they always used to have. I mean, you know, some people are not very creative. I mean, most people I've seen always have like something like Cheater 123 or anything basic like that. Or like you said, arc 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So if they can have an original name, I mean,
never forget the X small X capital word, like capital letter, small capital.
X.
Fucking X, no scope, XXX, bro. That's going to be taken. But yeah, I think it's going to be like...
Names taken, Fallen Knight 69XX.
Exactly. I think it's just going to be like edgy names in the beginning, like a lot of them. Like I was thinking like Shadow would be like one of the first few that's going to be taken. Like
well, pretty much anything
Shadow,
that's basic,
Darkness, yeah, all these kind of edgy things. And then with like the XXs and it's kind of like domain names.
To be honest, a lot of words as well. Like people just want to have like such common things you usually don't have in a game. Like if you start into a game later on and you just want to call yourself Door, the name is going to be taken just because somebody reserved the character.
Someone has like the entire fucking like instruction manual, like an IKEA, manual list of like, screw, door, window, hole. It's like some fucking generic shit.
Yo. I was playing New World and I wanted to name my character The Wall. I couldn't. Name was already taken.
Oh, yeah.
What's going to make a mage?
Unlucky.
A mage hitting the wall.
Yeah. It was a try. Names. In the end, it didn't go that well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not very creative.
Speaking of names, have you tried Path of Exile?
No, I've not tried to have like a math homework while doing my MMOs, so I'd rather not.
If you want to see funny names, go to Path of Exile. People don't give a crap about their names. It's literally all memes. Because people just go into the season, make some random ass character. They may make 15 characters in a single season, and then it's just going to be thrown into like standard, and people don't care about standard most of the time. So, like, what was it? Like, I think I logged in yesterday and some guy's name was like Crimson Bukake.
Hey, so that's good. Pretty good.
Like, man, don't worry.
Why my name band XD? Like people just have like the dumbest names in Path of Exile. It's fucking great. I love it. But yeah,
man, it's okay. Happens. I mean, I've also seen people literally joining a new game and they literally just had a name as if they fucking slapped their head on the keyboard. Even though you could take any name. Like, bro, I joined on a new server in a game. I see so many people. Like, everyone has like generic names like Darkness, Slayer. And then I see a guy that's literally just FRCCX2222222457. I'm like, bro, you could have picked any fucking name. Bro decided to have an aneurysm on his keyboard. Okay, yep. Why not?
I've actually seen that.
Literally called him the sun or something, but no, he literally has aneurysm on his keyboard.
I've actually seen that in like, because you talked about like Terra. So Terra's like an MMO game back in the day. It's fucking dead, RIP, Terra, whatever. It's when the Reaper class came out, and the Reaper starts in like a new area, and people try to like max level the Reaper, first. Because they try to get into game really fucking fast. Day one, like first fucking minute, people would just like you said, it's like just smash keyboard, whatever character's default, just go continue, and everyone would just spawn in. And someone took like a screenshot of everyone that just spawned in the same place. It's like a 10 to 20 or it's like 50 people, I guess, in spawn in tutorial level for that character, all just like fucking random names, all looking the same because no one wants to customize their characters. Like, fuck that shit. I just want to get in the game when I get the fastest to like max level. But yeah, you see some creative names among that as well. Just doesn't matter. Whatever.
You could gamer spirit.
You could just name change that later, probably anyway.
I mean, if the game offers you a name change, of course, but certain games don't even offer that. So I'm like surprised why you would choose just literal nonsense instead of like having a name.
Can you imagine like the leaderboards on like the the game is just a bunch of fucking aneurysms in the top 10. It's just people that don't care about their name.
I can't imagine that. I've seen it pretty recent even.
Yeah, it reminded me. And I checked in Path of Exile back in the day when I first started the game. I was like, how to name change in Path of Exile? There is no way. There's no way to pay for it. There's nothing. So I was like, but I made my thing after a specific build, but I changed my build because it sucks. What do I do? Then I sent an email to like the actual game company. Like, I didn't even know. I think it was like a legit thing. You just email them. You just say, give a reason for your name change. I'm just like, hello. I named myself over a build and the build is like kind of not good. So I re-rolled. So I kind of want to change my name to the new build. Is that okay? Then 2 days later, they just like, we have received your request to change your name when we changed the thanks. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Damn. That's crazy.
Okay. Oh. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So pro tip.
It's a good game.
Just email the dev.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Just tell them I bought like $2,000 of founding packs. But please help.
Well, I could see that if you have a lot of money in your account, that they would be like, oh, this guy is like an avid supporter of this game. Might as well just give him a free name change. What's that gonna hurt?
Yeah, that would be cool. Maybe it's like that. I don't know. I think it was like in the forums they just say, oh, if you have a reason for it, if they have the time, they'll support you. They'll just do the name change. No worries. So it is what it is.
Oh, speaking of name change, I've actually tried to. So in the real life, in real life, the people also have names, and you can also change your name. And I have a middle name. No, it's not a middle. It's a second first name I have that I actually want to remove or change. And I actually went to like a municipality before, and I asked them, like, what do I have to do to change this second first name? And like, well, you need a good reason to change your name. Like for religious purposes, or for like cultural reasons or something, or you just don't like the name. I'm like, okay, I don't like the name. There you go. Is that a reason? It's like, yeah, apparently it is. So, well, I didn't go through with it because it costs like €1,000 and it's a whole fucking process. But yeah, if you just give a good reason, which apparently you don't like the name, is a good reason, which technically it's I guess an unfitting name.
It's so similar.
Yeah, it's very similar.
I get you.
But in this day and age, you can even change your gender, so it doesn't really matter.
True.
Let's not go
if you
into
really
that.
need a reason for a name change,
No, actually, it's
fucked.
Yeah,
no problem. I'll take the hate. It's okay.
No, I'll add some salt to that. I'll add some salt to that. It's even fucked because if you change your name and you say like you're transsexual or whatever, you get like a 90% discount in my country on the name change.
Wait,
I'm like,
real?
what the fuck? Like, bro, I could cheat the system. I could be like, no, I'm transgender. Just, I don't care what's on my passport if I get to save €900. It's like, bro, I have a good story and I have a cheaper name change. Like, what else could I want?
You become...
hell yeah.
I'm not going to go for the joke. I'm going to get fucking...
You're going to get canceled, man. Bro, we're already canceled. It's fine.
But I was going to say, I started.
You sure do.
Bro, average community already fucking aimed at me and said, oh yeah, you gone.
Remnant already got the Touhou community burning stakes of him. The transgender community doesn't matter.
And I mean, bro, you literally
burning one community at a time.
Digger, and you already like dig a huge grave for you.
Okay, then if you save $900, but you switch to being a female, so technically your salary is gonna drop.
Yeah, it could have been. Like, yo, boss, I might get pregnant one day, or it might happen. Better get ready for it, bro. You get like extra leave days though. Like if you're pregnant. Oh, well, imagine. Can I fake being pregnant?
I don't want to imagine Scope getting pregnant. Please don't say that.
No. I'm trying to find a person to get pregnant in Remonite eventually. That will happen. Who knows? I'm not gonna get pregnant.
Well, but it better be a female, man.
An actual female.
Yeah, a biological female. Yeah, that's what I'm aiming for. So who knows?
Okay, fair.
But speaking of, I don't have a segue to this. Segues are hard. Anyway, Remonite, do you actually have something that you are known for within your like little small group of friends? Like something that you are very good in, or like have some specialty besides, putting communities to the stake and then burning them alive? What else are you known for?
Fucking gotcha.
I mean, I don't want to sound narcissistic. That's the problem. But I'll just say what I know, or I've at least kind of heard. Like, this is my friends' impressions or people's impressions of me is that I'm a social person, that I do talk a lot, which I guess is true. I don't know. Like probably. I mean, I open my mic, so I guess in this game standards, if you open your mic, you already speak a lot. So I think it's safe to assume that I am a social person. So that's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
That I'm a weeb, as much as I hate that word, but like, yeah, quote unquote weeb. Yeah, minus rep. I wouldn't say I'm much of a gamer. Like, I was like, not like back then when we were like playing other games like Phasmophobia, jumping horror maps, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I am known to be very scared of horror stuff. You already know that. You both know that.
Mm-hmm.
That's like a thing as well. So what else?
Oh, that's actually a good thing. I can put that in the bonus clips at the end, like your scream. Yeah, we were actually in that one, the JPEG one.
Bro, the JPEG one was pretty good.
Yes, I could put that in. Bro, you already burned so many other communities. I could do a little more
again.
Yeah, I don't mind. It is. I like that clip. I send it to everyone whenever someone's like, "You can't be that scared." When I tell someone, "I don't want to do a horror map, just the two of us. I want like a bigger group," and they're like, "Come on, man, you can't be that scared." I send them that clip. They're like, "Yeah, you can be that scared."
Men get scared by flying JPEG.
Hey man, JPEGs can be pretty scary, man. Especially if they like accompany with some weird sound, you know.
And
if I ever come to his country, I'm just gonna fucking put a sheet of paper in front of his door. If he opens it, he's gonna shit himself.
Bro, on like a piece of paper on like a string, and like if he opens the door, like disconnects the string, like falls down on like face height, and like goes into his face.
I gotta play a sound.
Oh yeah, I gotta play sound. Man,
I mean, or I could just simply scream. I mean, that would work as well. I mean,
that could work. No, we might actually do some horror maps maybe after this or some other time, if we have time. If we all have time together,
we'll see.
That would be nice. Like good old times. Anyway,
yeah, sure.
Continue. So you're afraid of things. Horror maps.
Oh yeah, still don't know, man. I still to say, I am very. What's the term? Like, I'm not wise with my spendings. I guess that's one way to say it. And I wouldn't say that's like something I'm notorious for.
Financially
but a lot of good friends know that. Yes, you can say that. Like, I don't cook, man. Like, I don't cook, man. I order my food. Everything comes to my doorstep. Whether it's electronics, food, sometimes even fucking clothes, I would just do it online because I'm lazy.
I do that.
I spend too much on gacha games because I like collecting JPEGs as much as I'm like scared of some JPEGs. I kind of like the shiny ones, so I collect those ones. It's pretty cool. What else? I mean, I used to be active in the dancing wall thingies. Like in certain walls, I would go to a lot of events back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
DJ events, live music events.
Your shoulder says bye-bye.
Exactly. I am not allowed to do that. I mean, not allowed is the strong term. I should not do that stuff because last time I tried, because I'm like, it's not that bad. I just need to be careful, no? And then I'm just like, I heard like a really loud snap and I'm like, I don't feel pain. I'm fine. It's just like, rusty joints. It's fine.
Famous
and then, an hour later, and the adrenaline wears off, and then you're like, okay, time to go to the hospital again, I guess.
Man checks his shoulder. All of a sudden, the arm is behind his back. Oh, that's not supposed to be there.
I mean, going slightly off topic, since we mentioned the whole shoulder thing again, I'll just give some stories about the dislocation thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't know I could dislocate my arm. I had this issue with my shoulders for like years, but no one knew what the problem was. They're just like, you have bad shoulders, just get good, skill issue. Literally, that's basically what they told me, like skill issue, get good. I was like, okay, whatever, dude. 5 years down the line, suffering with this thing, I'm just playing in VR, and if I remember correctly, someone was like asking like, how many push-ups can you do, right? Or something like that. So I'm like, I can probably do 20 at least. They're like, prove it. I'm doing the push-up, right? And then while going down, I snap my arm. Like, this is slightly graphic, but if you guys like don't like this kind of thing, skill issue, my arm just like dislocates to the other side, and I'm just like, oh fuck. And I'm like, okay, what do I do? What do I do?
Hard.
It literally, I was like, that was the first time. Like the first time it happens, you get absolutely like terrified. You're like, what do I do? Do I call for help? Do I call an ambulance? What do I do? And in my case, I was like, if I call for my parents, they're gonna have a fucking heart attack. So, and I don't want to go to the hospital. I'm like, I think the longer I keep this like stuck, the worse it gets. Like that's just my own assumption in my head. So I just like grab it. I'm too scared to take off the headset and look at my arm. So I'm just like with the headset and I'm like not looking, and I'm like, just like, I'm like what? Okay, I can turn this backwards. It's there's some room backwards, and then I just do this like backwards, and like it snaps back in. I'm just like, oh, that wasn't so hard. That wasn't so bad.
So back to the push-ups, right? Let's go back to continue the thing.
Give me 20.
Yeah, give me 20. No, don't actually do that.
That was fine. Like it hurted for like a week, but I was like, it goes off, right? Like the pain wore off. I was like, okay, all good. Like we move on, right? Mm-hmm. Then the second time, I was like talking with someone, like a friend of mine. We were talking, and I was explaining a story to him about Beat Saber or something like that. I was just like, what's the term for it? Like role playing it, I guess. Like I was just like showing him what I was doing. I swung my arm really hard, and then literally live, you just hear like and just like my arm snaps like fucking like twist the other way, and I'm like, and they're like, oh, what was that? Did you just snap your controller? I'm like, I snapped my arm, and like everyone thought I was lying, and I'm like, dude, I'm holding my arm straight, and then they see my controller like upside down, but my arm is technically straight. I don't know like how to explain it.
Yeah.
And they're like, call for help, and I'm like, my mom is asleep. Do something. It's like I'm like, it's 2 a.m. Dude, what am I supposed to do at 2 a.m.? I'm like, don't worry, I got this, and I'm just like, snaps it back in, and I'm like, okay, guys, I'm gonna take off my headset right now. Takes off headset, and then just fucking blacks out. After those 2 times, it's easy. It becomes like child's play. You're literally just like opens doors, arm snaps, snaps it back in. Just keeps doing that.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. It's like the more times you dislocate your shoulder or any joint, the easier it gets to pop out and pop back in your case.
I am not. What the doctor said is that it's not. He didn't say it that way. He said basically.
I'm not a doctor, by the way.
What was the term for it again? Oh, no, we're not the doctor. But what my doctor said is that I had very loose joints, very weak tendons to begin with. So after doing it multiple times, it loosened up. Usually, that's a chronic case of like loose joints or whatever he called it. Well, or he can say that as well. But mine was, as he said, a chronic case. Some people have it. Oh yeah, and it's called like. I had my coworker also had the same issue. She had the same thing because of tennis, and she had the same thing. Like it became chronic. If it's chronic, it means your joints this can happen multiple times until you strengthen it, do some therapy, do some repair surgery, put some screws in. You have to do something basically. It's not gonna be like it's rest and ice is gonna solve it. You actually have to be proactive with it. That's what I did. 6 months of therapy. Didn't work. They said your case is beyond salvation right now. You need surgery. Did surgery.
Man got massive.
Got better. 8 months later, dislocated again. They said, "Well, fuck you, man. Like, can you like not?" And I'm like, And I'm like, "What now?" And they're like, "Okay, we're doing the next surgery. We're going 1 tier higher. We're gonna just like screw some nails in you." Oops.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. Like, fingers crossed. I don't get that I have to do a 5th one, but we'll see.
Catch. Oh. Or not.
Ow.
Nah, let's just leave it out of view.
Oh, that's fine.
But yeah.
Yeah, so that's what you're known for, dislocate. Because I was thinking like, oh, you're gonna mention like the dancing thing, because I remember you doing that quite a lot, like quite actively. You're pretty good at it as well, like not gonna lie.
Average.
I guess that also explains why you stopped doing it, because I didn't know, but yeah, that makes sense. It's like, oh yeah, probably because of my condition.
I also tore my hamstring, but that's a story for another day.
Yeah, a lot of bodily, functions starting to fail. Comes with age, right?
Yeah, man, getting old sucks.
Yeah,
man. When do you actually need a caretaker? Like, I offer my service.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put you in my mom's, like in our spare room. We have like room with cats in it. I'll just put you with my cats.
I mean, can I fit my raggedy slanted PC in there? And
yeah, definitely you can fit a lot of things in there.
I'll just you'll be PC. Good. I mean, since you order pretty much anything, I don't gotta leave the house either.
Basically, can order you a fully built PC with a small price of $19.99.
The PC is fully built. It's just
You can just take my laptop.
What? No.
Oh, no.
Okay. My hard drive fell out.
Yeah, happens to the best of us.
Yeah, right. I'll grab some duct tape real quick.
All right. Well, I was gonna say is like, Akira, we could try and maybe go together to Remonite, but I'm pretty sure he would say, "What the fuck are you gonna do in my country? Because it's shit." I would expect that.
It's like more like there's nothing to do here. It's hot.
That's what I said.
All we do is go to malls. Yeah, all people do is go to cafes, go to malls, drive around with their cars, and chat. There's nothing there's no actual. I mean, there's amusement parks, sure, but they're nothing compared to any other country, like other countries. Like you go to Japan, you go to America, you go to whatever. I don't know which good country in Europe has like good amusement parks and entertainment, but you guys have.
We do Netherlands.
Like,
Netherlands probably.
Or France.
We have like one escape room thingy, and I think it got out of business. I'm not even sure. I mean, one of the amusement parks got closed down, and I think it finally opened up again. I'm not sure. I haven't literally left the house in years, so I don't know. But there's not much to do. Like, I hang out with my real life friends. We literally go, have lunch, have coffee, go to an electronics store, just browse headphones or whatever, and then we just sit in the car and chat. Then we go home. That's it. Like, there's not much to do. I am planning, however, to travel once I get allowed to visit some friends from VR. One in Australia and one hopefully in Finland, if I get the chance. So who knows, maybe I'll be around. I mean, I've taken so much medical vacations that I'm not sure if I'm gonna be allowed to take an actual vacation this year. So we'll see. They'll be like, dude, you need you need to get your work back in track. You gotta keep your work records kind of clean.
Well, I mean, you gotta earn your money so you can spend it on gacha games.
I mean, yeah, I can meet my daily necessities, my daily gacha gambling addiction. Hit. Yeah, my dopamine hit.
Bro, can you fucking stick?
Okay.
Just super glue.
Yeah, or something. Well, actually, so you kind of already discussed some of this, which is the things you want to do, which actually brings up to the next topic, which is personal goals. Do you have any personal goals in like short term, long term, whatever term that you're looking forward to doing, Remonite? Besides recovery.
Long story. Well, retirement. That's my end game goal. I want to be a NEET as fast as possible, preferably, while still being self-sufficient in terms of finance. That's long term.
I've heard that gacha games is not gonna work towards that goal. I think I'm not.
Don't worry, I am being very responsible. I am not playing 3 games at the same time, and I am not spending on every single character. I am being responsible with my spendings. Yeah, I'm saving. I'm saving a lot. So especially because I have tentatively planning at least to do, if I get the chance, 2 trips hopefully this year. I've been saving enough. So yeah, but hopefully this year, the plan was preferably July I would go to Finland or Germany or whatever, in Europe basically. Get a Schengen, get that go around there maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And the end of the year, sadly, like I don't know why it might go in the end of the year, because like in Australia it's gonna be summer. So I'm just gonna, oh nice, it's winter, it's gonna be nice weather in my country. I should go to a country where it's like rotten heat. It just like smell like barbecue all day. It's whatever. But yeah, there's also the opportunity of like, I'll be in Australia anyways, so it's like kind of close to Japan. So I'll just, say hi to my friends, spend like a week there, then take a week break in Japan, and then go home. Who knows? I went to Japan already like last year, so I don't know if I want to go again. But no actual plans other than that, like no quote unquote goals. Just live life, stay healthy, stay fit within reason, have savings, have, a comfortable life. The goal is a comfortable life, basically.
That's fair. Actually, if you go to Europe and you go, for example, because I think you've already been to Amsterdam before, but you could go meet up with me and Akira, because he lives close by. We could go to the theme park here, which you've probably not been to. It's actually my hometown, which is actually one of the biggest theme parks in Europe in terms of like square meters, like size, not like attractions or amount of people that go there, but I think it's like size. So we could check that out together, if you're down, of course.
I mean, if I actually at least get the okay from my boss to actually take a vacation, he might say, okay, you can take a week. If he says you can take a week, that's not going to be enough. I'll just go to Finland, say hi to my friend, and come back. Like, if they say you can take 2 weeks, I can just go there, spend a couple of nights, then take a flight all the way to you guys, hang out with you guys, and then go home. But it depends on time availability. Like, of course, also depends on your schedule. So I'll see once I go back to work and I can get fired like some information.
Did you say you can get fired easily? What?
I mean, bro, honestly, I don't want to say I'm a bad worker, but a person that does not really care for his own safety or health, man, half the time I'm fucking hurting at work, and everyone tells me to go to a doctor, and I'm like, how about I just don't? I need money.
I think it's
just a flesh wound.
I think it's funny how we have like 2 people on the couch, which are both like pretty common to go to hospitals or have operations. So like people in pain in general.
Oh, actually, I skipped the operations. I usually just
the financial
sign
pain.
out. I'm living a comfortable life. my PC is not, but
let's not talk about that.
Since what I stated in the pilot episode is that I'm trying to get everything back on track, which is working pretty good so far. So PC's minor things, like something I probably won't be like using much anyways, which I have not. Like I literally had to plug in my graphics card to come here, and like
I should
character development is real.
Yeah, I know, right? We have character developments over the episodes because we've been going on for quite a while. It's like over half a year now, actually, we've been doing episodes. Because every 2 weeks. And so far, no hiatuses, no breaks, like every time, on time, every 2 weeks. Hopefully this continues going for a while until I would say I'm dead, but let's not hope that until I don't know. I don't know when we're gonna stop.
Till you run out of friends to call into the fucking podcast.
No. So I do have already plans.
A podcast you can always call people in. Like podcasts are just like pretty much just a cycle where you talk with people. So there's always something you can talk about, especially if you have more than 10 friends. There's always stuff someone can say something about and like banter about it. And just shoot
fair enough.
And so a podcast is something that should not be able to die like at all. Doesn't even matter what kind of like podcast themes you have, because even if you just keep it simple, like keep many things out of it, like there's always something you can talk about. Like it can literally be just like in a week span, something can happen. I mean, okay, you don't leave your house, but other people do, so things happen.
Hey man, I can trip in my own fucking house. You never know, dude.
True.
Yeah. See, like there's always something you could talk about if something happens. I mean, if your week is not spectacular, but someone might have done something or has seen something where you can talk about and already start to lose another whole podcast, you know?
Well, I feel like
podcast is rarely to die.
I feel like there might be even podcasts where people are in that point of time where it's like, okay, we do like I don't know, because people do like a week-to-week podcast back-to-back, which I don't do because I would like to have some time of my own and not be like recording, editing, and
it's not a job.
Yeah, it's not a job. It's just a hobby. I like doing this.
Yeah, but some people have it as a job, and I mean, they can still run it pretty well.
But I feel like those people might have, because it's their job and they need to bring up topics each time or stories, that they go out of their way to do like weird shit to talk about on the podcast. Like, for example, not today. What am I saying today? Last Friday, I saw some people that are like hitchhiking next to the road when I went to work. In like a very odd place, like I wouldn't be hitchhiking there, but they did. It would be pretty fucking interesting to just pick up some hitchhikers and then like, you know, get them to tell their stories to then tell on the podcast.
Yeah.
That'd be
not really
cool.
Pick up a hitchhiker, man. I mean, this man next to me is not a fan of horror and scariness.
They were females,
you know?
I think.
And you said literally picking up a hitchhiker. I mean, still, it doesn't really change much. I mean, have you watched any horror movies? Have you heard how it started with the, you know, killing?
The Shining.
Serial killers. And I'm not meaning the cereal you eat in the morning.
Right.
But I would never pick up a hitchhiker.
I've debated it once.
See them.
I've debated it once. It's like, because
I would not.
I've had like 4 instances of it, like hitchhikers, and I was like debating, like, should I stop? Like, usually it happens when I need to go to like a place in like a specific time frame, or like, you know, I need to go to my job, I have a meeting there, or like I need to go to the store because it's going to be closed in like half an hour. So I cannot pick up these guys and just bring them to their spot. But if I would have time and I don't really have much to do, I might consider it. Maybe this might be, you know, famous last words.
I just don't trust humanity.
I mean, I did it once. It's not that bad. I mean, but it depends on the country and the person you know. I mean, in my case, I did it once. There's like this road when you leave my company that's for some reason very commonly like manual labor people are just waiting for a bus there. Usually it picks them, like they work around that area, and then the bus comes, picks them up, and then they all go. But I don't know, for that certain day, there was like
no bus, 2
or 3 of them just sitting there. Yeah, there's like a company bus, like they're working like on the road, like construction. And then just, I guess they don't have a license, so a bus picks them up. So I think they were sitting there at like peak, like 55 degrees Celsius. And I was like, bro, these guys are gonna freaking melt. What are they doing? And I left, like I had an appointment, so I left work early. So I was like, I'm not in a rush to go home. I have an appointment, I have time. I stopped by next to one of them and I'm like, where do you guys want to be dropped? Depending on where I can take you. I'm not going because, you know, I have an appointment. They're like, not far. It's like just the next traffic light, which is like a good 5 kilometers away ish. Well, it was like less than 5. I don't know. It wasn't far. It's like an hour walk. So I was like, sure, hop in. I had to just drive them all the way to the traffic light. And then it was red. And then they just like, thanks. They get off. And then they cross the road. There was a hospital. I think they wanted to go to the hospital or something. I have no idea what their situation was. But my only regret is I should have told them to clean their clothes first, because my dude was covered in like sand from the construction work. And like my car was covered in sand after that. Like you can see my seat is just like brown. I was like, bruh, I have to go take it to the wash now. But it's, you know, doing like nice things.
Outside activity.
Doing nice things occasionally is nice. It feels good to do something nice once in a while. But yeah, you can do something nice that's safer, I would say.
Yeah.
I was low-key scared doing that because the guys were macho as hell. Yeah. I mean, I never done that again. I was on a good mood. I was on a life high. So it's like,
I mean, but many people were in a good mood, and after that, they've not been in a good mood because they were not much breathing.
Exactly. You know? I was like, yeah, I could do other things. I can like donate to charity.
And, like,
I can help at the house.
Brighten up
be nice at work.
Day, just buy fucking flowers. Like literally, just go to a supermarket, buy flowers, and hand them to anyone.
To a hitchhiker.
Most people will.
Oh no! Here they're like, why would you hand me flowers? You can hand me like sandwiches or like coffee. Why would you give me something consume? What would I do with flowers? They'll shove them in my ass, man. Do you think like I have a knife? I'm gonna take care of it, put it in a pot or something? Fuck you,
bro. You should buy like a gacha card. You should like a gacha thing for like a homeless person.
Fortnite cards.
Yeah, give like a homeless person. Here you go, bro. Bro, you gotta be so much high in rank now. It's insane.
No, I'd be like, you could be winning some chicken dinner and like some fucking you could be winning some chicken dinner in PUBG. My dude, here you go.
There's some V-Bucks, yeah, whatever. That would be funny. But I do want to know. So because if you take people into your car that like hitchhiking, did you not talk? Did you not have any discussion? Were you just silent the entire way?
Yeah, I think there was a bit of a language barrier.
Okay.
There was that thing, and it was just like awkward as hell. So they were just sitting there and just like looking, like they're like pretending I'm not here. They're just looking through the window, and I'm like, okay, I respect that. It's fine. It's like the same situation when I take like a coworker, and they're like, oh, my car is run down, whatever, like something. I need someone to drop me home. You live close to my area. Can you drop me home? Mm-hmm. And it's just like a guy that you only talk to about work only, and then you're suddenly in a situation where you're just like alone with him, you know, without like any choice. You're just sitting there like, so how's the kids? Yeah, it's stuff you barely care about. Yeah. Oh, your kid passed high school. That's crazy. Fucking like, nah.
I don't care.
Like it's not like
your kids. I don't know.
Like, what are the odds? Like, what are the odds of finding someone that's going to be like within a common interest of you? Or like, first, there's like the whole age group thing. Like, you could just, like, the guy's like a huge fucking boomer. Like, there's not much to talk about, right?
Says you.
If it's someone your age, maybe. Hey man, I'm pretty. I'm catching up to the trends. You know, I catch to the young ones. I know your memes and your.
Well, you already burned the stakes on some communities of like the progressive thing, like the younger ones. Like
you know the memes. Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Well, no. So
like I don't see it happening.
I get your point though, because I have had instances, for example, where I had to bring colleagues home. I even talked about it in I think it's episode 13. Like I had to bring my boss home because he was drinking way too fucking much. I was just too worried of him not puking in the car. But it's that's from the other podcast. But I seem to just have a conversation normally with the person. The only thing I'm really scared about is what the fuck do I put on for music when this person is here? Do I put on the radio? Do I put on my normal fucking Weeb likes tracks playlist on like YouTube or SoundCloud? Do I put up my local music? Do I put on, I don't know, some mix that's like
put on
more
the
generally
radio.
on?
Put on the radio. You can't do anything wrong with it.
Exactly.
I mean,
I had the same issue.
All they could say is just like, "Ayo, could you switch the channel? I don't like it." Or
it's
maybe
my
they'll
car.
just
Shut
ask
the
you
fuck
to turn it off.
to my music.
Yeah, you get the fuck out, man.
I mean, it's better than fucking blasting whatever music you listen to, and they're just gonna be like, "Hey, that's not my music."
Fucking Akira's gonna be blasting like Crasher music, like.
No, hardcore.
That's for me. That's not an issue. Like I just put whatever music I want on really low audio or the radio, because I never listen to the radio. But okay, I have like a really old person, and my music would literally blast their ear. I would just like put some radio. But most of the time, they're not gonna give you the chance to listen to music to begin with, because they're sitting in the car and they're feeling uncomfortable. So they just try to small talk with you, regardless. Most of the time, they will try to force small talk. So there's like no point in worrying about music. They're just gonna be like, "Oh, so how much work did you finish today? What are you gonna do once you get home? Like some really small, like, My main issue is I can't drive comfortably, because like I kind of want to go on the speed limit, or
Over.
but like I'm with people and I have to be like extra safe, drive like take the side lane, like be in the safe lane and just drive really slow because these guys might get a heart attack. So
it's fine. What I've done before, like I had people in my car. This is when I had my custom exhaust, so my car is pretty fucking loud. So I'm already like, before we leave, it's like, okay, I apologize. My car might be a bit loud. You might hear some noises. It's fine. We're gonna be there safe. And there was some instance where people were talking about my car because, well, I'm into cars, so it's an easy topic for me. And then they're like, yeah, it's like, it feels pretty fast. I'm like, yeah, it's pretty fast. Just look at this. And I put it in first gear and it's fucking floor. And like, there's 4 people in the car, like including myself. Yeah, and it's like, whoop, and then, whoop, and then, and just you let off the gas and you go again and you get people to like bob their heads.
All of a sudden he flew past 10 red lights.
Luckily I did check it. It's like, okay, make sure I'm not, in an area where I can get a ticket or something or crash into another car. But yeah, no, I did that. I didn't. The other person that's next to me that was asking about it, he was like, "Oh, yeah, that's pretty cool." People in the back are like, "Hey," that's it. It's a bit uncomfortably like laughing about it. Hopefully, it didn't feel that threatened or whatever. But I don't care. It's just your car. Do whatever, as long as you don't crash.
Mm-hmm. Fair.
Yes, sir.
Man. I mean, I would just put on the radio. Still, it's like best choice.
I see. In that case, yeah.
I mean,
that's
like,
what I usually do.
Especially if you need to, like, afterwards you have to, like, turn it down. Because it would be pretty weird if you turn down hardstyle or Frenchcore, Like, you just still hear the fucking... Like, you just turn it down and then you just have the vibration of the subwoofer in the back and you're like, okay.
Yeah, I feel like certain music genres don't really work that well when you're playing at a low volume because it's just meant to be playing loud.
Yup. I mean, it's what I had when I had my car. Like, I had to actually also drive home a coworker, and I was like, I was in the same situation. I was like, well, what music do I put on? And I just turned on the radio, had static, was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
If you think about it, like the gap between if you do it with the friends and with strangers, like with strangers, you just put like, something tame, something everyone accepts. But when you're with a friend, you're like, you're gonna listen to my music and you're gonna fucking like it. I don't care. This is my moment
you're
to shine.
You're no longer gonna be my friend at the end of this one.
You're gonna love. It's like when you sit in their car, you listen to their music and you're like, oh, how the tables have turned.
Mm-hmm.
True.
And you're just waiting for that one song where they're gonna be like, "Oh, that's a good song." You're waiting for that dopamine kick when
and
they just, compliment yourself. Nah, what do you mean? You're waiting for the dopamine kick when someone like compliments your taste in music. They're like, "Oh, what's the name of that song?" And you're like, "Oh, I feel."
that actually happened to me. Well, when my boss was in the car, like I was almost at his home and I was just playing some fucking house music or like 80s 90s music, like pretty good shit, I would say, like generally speaking most people would like it. And he's like, oh, I remember this song, it's like really old. And it's like, yes, I got approval. Thank God. that was a nice feeling. Yeah, the only thing is that it was playing like very low volume the entire time, so when the conversation kind of died out, he's like, oh, yeah, actually I remember this song, it's pretty good. I was like, oh, thank God, my music taste is very refined. But yeah,
understandable.
Actually, to segue into another topic related to this, like related to music, is what do you guys actually have, for example, for a ringtone or for like an alarm sound? Because for me, if I put something as a ringtone or an alarm sound, it basically just kills the song itself. Like I will never be able to listen to that specific song ever again if I use it for a prolonged time for like either a ringtone or alarm. So do you guys have any specific songs or music or sounds you put as a ringtone or alarm?
I'm checking right now actually. Like
I just have the very basic my phone had when I got
default.
it. I never changed anything.
I'm checking because like I changed my alarm multiple times. Where the hell is it?
I think it's a Realme. It's a very unknown brand, very cheap phone, but it just has a very basic ringtone. I usually have it on vibrations anyway.
I used to have a song, but my thingy just removed it. Oh, there it is. It's a Touhou.
Copyright.
Yeah. It's Touhou things. I mean, most of the time it's the default Samsung ding 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 ding, like the PTSD one.
The PT. Well, that's the thing. It's like I don't want to have a ringtone that someone else also has. So like, imagine if you're like in a crowded place and you have the same phone. Both of you use the same default ringtone. It's like, oh fuck, is that my phone? Is it his phone? Like at least I know my ringtone and no one else is gonna have it. Because similar to yours, it's also a Touhou.
Don't you have vibrations on?
Depends.
You would technically feel that your phone is ringing. Like, at least that's how I most of the time actually notice it. Like my alarm I have on my phone, it's like next to my pillow or somewhere on the bed, and even before the music plays, like when the alarm goes on and the ringtone chimes a little bit, like the first thing I notice is the vibration of the phone, because it also even does. The vibration does a little sound, but you feel it. So that's what I usually react to first. Like sometimes I'm so fast at my phone that I don't even hear the ringtone of my alarm because I've already switched it off. Like I notice most of the time because of vibration. So I don't really have a ringtone. I can pretty much hear it. Like I have my phone always around me, like on the desk, in my pockets. Or just like on my lap when I'm like chilling at my PC. I just have it on my lap, and when you get a notification, phone call, you just feel the vibration over the phone, and you're like, oh yeah, okay. I don't really necessarily need a ringtone. It's just if I'm in public place that I can, hear it.
My ringtone, generally speaking, is a full-blown Japanese song. Like I don't care. It's just like some weird shit. Full blown, like it's like 30 seconds of like beat first. So usually So I usually like answer or like press the volume down to mute before the Japanese part comes out. But if it does, I don't care.
You have like a ticking time bomb of like a ringtone. It's like people are gonna cringe in like this time frame. I need to pick up before it, or otherwise people are just gonna get weirded out.
No, here's the thing: most people won't even know it's Japanese. I feel like even some people would assume that it's really weird English. I wouldn't be surprised if people think that way. Like some people might know it's Japanese because they're familiar with the language. Most of the time, probably not. They'll be like, it could be Indian, it could be Chinese, it could be whatever. I don't know. Maybe it's like these new hip ass K-pop. Like no one cares really. I don't think anyone would like notice. That's one. Ring for messages and stuff. I used to put the extra effort and put like custom sound things, like some Dark Souls like attack or like some random thing. Like I don't know.
I did have the same with the For Honor screech of the Centurion, where it screamed incredibile. I had that as a message sound. So every time I just got a WhatsApp message or just a regular message, you just hear it out of a pocket like a fucking Roman guy screaming incredibilis. And everyone turns around. I'm like, yikes.
Yeah, I tried to put something tame, but sometimes if I actually bothered with my phone like 5 years ago, everything would be custom ringtone. Same. Even if I was something I would crop, like a very specific drop from a specific song, just want that drop as the ringtone. Now it's just like, what's in my local music? Because I mean, now you can even choose a Spotify as your ringtone, so that's cool. I didn't even notice until now when I checked.
True, yeah.
So I would just put whatever song I like, as long as it's not like too loud. Message ringtone, I had either game sound files, like Sword Art Online menu button, which is like very... No. I'm not a big fan of Sword Art Online. No. I'm not a big fan of that thing. Of the series, but it wasn't.
It all comes to the light, the shining light.
No. Listen. There was like a list, okay? Listen, there's like an app called Zedge. At least now I don't like to use it because it's like super bloated with trash. Yeah. And you go to like the top 10 like by genre, like message tones, ringtones, whatever, and you can just find some cool stuff.
Top 10.
Most of it cropped from games. Weeb games, whatever. So I would go and it's like Dark Souls, like Sword Art Online. Or I'm like, what's something that would blend naturally to work? So I would just like put something that's like a beep sound from a game or like a violin from a boss, whatever, something generic. Alarm, I only use alarm at home anyway, so I can put whatever the hell I want. Mm-hmm. I had a period where I literally put a VTuber saying, "You got a message." I did put that.
No shame.
And no one batted an eye. Yeah. No one bats an eye. It's some things you just need to know. No. Like, because it's so natural. Like, it just says, "You've got a message." Like, who cares who said it? She just says, "You got a message." I'm like, oh, okay. No one knows. But everyone I know at work, literally everyone, has the default iPhone ringtone. Every single one of them. Yeah. Like, you can never tell who's who. No one changes their ringtones here.
It's NPCs, man. I swear to God, it's NPCs. They don't put any effort into changing their or making it original. But yeah, I had a friend of mine in those TeamSpeak days who I know when he would get a message because he had I think it's the call sound from like Metal Gear Solid, like one of the first ones, like the PS2, I think. That he as like a notification sound, and I would just hear that shit like constantly the entire time, and I just got fucking annoyed by it, man. Like if I would hear that now, I would just get like PTSD or like think back about that dude just getting messages all the time. That's what I'm saying is like if you put these songs or these sound effects as your ringtone or alarm or notification sound, you'll fucking hate that shit if you hear that too many times. At least I get annoyed by my notification sound, which is like a little, I think it's one of the default ones, but you have to set it, of course. It's not the default. It's like a little piano sound that just like plays. It's like very, very, very gentle. If that plays like 2-3 times in a row, like someone sends a Discord message 2-3 times in a row, it just plays 3 times. I just get like, stop fucking messaging me. I'm getting triggered, man. Like I don't like to have those kind of notifications going off all the fucking time. Yeah,
I just used to have boss music.
Yeah, I can imagine like Dark Souls boss music. Well, actually, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's
twing, twing, if I had a choice now, I mean I do have, but if I would put it on my phone again, I would probably take the boss music of some. I don't know which boss from Elden Ring, but some have pretty good songs.
You put the twing boss. You put the Godwing or whatever his name is, and you put the twing, and you put it like you put that version of it where it's like every time there's a twing, the volume gets louder. It's funny as hell.
Nah, man, I would probably choose the theme of Placida Sex. Okay. Yeah, great memes. I'm good.
Oh,
Placida 6.
It sounds like a cartoon character. What the
hell? Yeah, man. My brain is all smushed, man. Placida
I don't know that.
It's a pretty good song. Oh, it's the Dragon Lord.
Ah, yeah. Okay. The guy with this. Yeah.
You should actually, Akira, because you work in like a hospital. You should just put, if you get like a notification or someone calls you, just a flatline sound.
Man, if I leave that phone, like if I leave it on the
you just get a heart attack each time you fucking hear that shit, man. It's same as the person that's laying in the bed. Like, holy fuck, man.
Like sometimes I leave my phone on my we have like little cards outside the rooms. Mm-hmm. We usually take them inside, but sometimes just to check up. Bro, if I would fucking leave my phone outside on that little card and then it just flatlines, bro, whole colleagues turn around and sprint into their room. Like, bro, they're all gonna be shitting their pants. Nah, man, I can't do that. And the patient as well, and he's gonna be like, yo, what's happening? Who died? Like, they can't leave their room, and they're like, oh, who dying? And all gonna rush in there. Nah, man.
That sounds like an April Fool's thing you could do, but you probably get fired afterwards. But if you want to go,
I'll probably do it on my last days. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Oh boy.
Nah, but I would probably just put some like a voice line again as my notification, like especially from Elden Ring, where it says, "Put these foolish ambitions to rest."
My name is Melanie. Blade.
I mean, I probably would trigger some PTSD of certain people at my workplace.
Definitely.
Like, he would probably throw a fucking syringe at me or something.
I would actually expect you to have like a crasher sound, Akira. Maybe like the laughing coffin has joined your lobby, that kind of shit. Back in the good old days.
I just had like the notoriously loud laughing sound as my ringtone for like half a year.
Right.
And after that, I changed it to like the Roman screaming. Before I think it was the Viking just screaming, "Don my glass." But after that, I just had the Roman screaming Incredibilis.
Now you have to put that Vinland Saga, "I have no enemies." Very deep. I have no...
Well, actually,
I mean, I think put these foolish ambitions to rest. Like, imagine you're just in there taking care of someone. All of a sudden, I get a message, and you just hear, "Put these foolish ambitions to rest."
No, trying to take a shit, and you're like, I'm almost done. I've conquered this.
Man tries to work, me gets a notification, "Put these foolish ambitions to rest." Person drops down. Oh.
Well, actually, this next topic kind of relates to that, because you talked about like flatlining and stuff. Imagine if you were actually a ghost and you would be able to haunt people. Would there be a particular group of people or
my math teacher?
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Yep, piece of shit human. I'd fucking haunt him every single fucking day of his life.
So what would you do?
Till he flatlines himself. Bro, I would probably start with like poltergeist shit. Like, I would start moving like things not much, but like by an inch. Because he was very picky also with like certain things. So I would like start moving everything, like his desk, like a glass on the table. I would be like very, 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 like very, very minor changes, but they will piss him off.
Well, you could
probably would trigger a lot of people as well.
Technically, what you could do, if he's like writing on a school board, like a whiteboard, you could like erase a number if he's using like an equation and then write a different number there, so it's like wrong. And then people in the class would be like, "What the fuck's happening?"
Oh, that's like stage 2. That's like stage 2. Like first I would start like at his own place. Like, you can't really start like where everybody would notice afterwards. Like, you gotta start small. Like, you gotta piss him off first.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you gotta get them a little mental, and then when they like go a little insane, like, cause they start noticing the things you do. Like, first, like I said, I'll start doing like minor things, like for real, like moving it like not even a centimeter up, like a glass. Like, just move things little by little, like the desk a little bit, everything like a little bit, like turn the toilet paper the other way around. Some people get irritated by that. Put the towel somewhere else. Yes, so I would like do all these little things like people would get annoyed by, and since he was always like pretty picky with like how things were, and he always told us, "Put the book in the left corner." Like, he was very, very strict with that. Like, he wanted the fucking textbook or whatever book we had in the top left corner, even if we had like barely any space. It doesn't matter. Like, but okay, like, I would just start being like so notorious.
Yeah, but I would feel like you would go and get like a JPEG, like a printed out JPEG, and then start haunting Remonite with it. I feel like that's something
I mean, that would be my second thing I'd do. But first, I'd get some revenge on my math.
Well, one person after the other, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, bro, Remonite is not gonna flatline before my math teacher. Like, I gotta be quick. Like, the math teacher is gonna flatline at some point. Remonite's gonna be alive a little longer. You know, you gotta put your, you know.
He's living too long. We gotta speed up the process.
Like, you know, I can't just go straight for like the person that's quote unquote a little stronger because he literally has more time to live. You know, I could also do the haunts like side by side, like since I'm a ghost, doesn't matter where I am, you know. But first I'd really go for the math teacher. And as like stage 2, I would start doing like shit in class where like erase a number and like change a letter. Because then he's gonna be like a little insane, you know? Like when the students say like, but you did that wrong, and then he's gonna be like, no, I didn't. Like he will get furious. And at a certain point he will go insane. And then it will just stop.
Well, speaking of stopping, Remonite, do you actually have something that you would do if you were a ghost? You could haunt people. Do you have like a grudge against a certain person or a group of people, or besides like the Touhou community?
I mean, I don't hate the Touhou community. I just know they have a bad rep.
I'm just joking.
I mean, I wouldn't say there's people I hate. I mean, there's people I dislike that I would like try to like fuck with them a bit from work, maybe. Like, I had people I hated in university. I don't care. I'm over it. Same for high school. I'm over it. Like, I don't care. If I would do the world a favor and just go to the Hunter x Hunter author and just haunt him and whisper in his ears until he like stops his hiatus and continue the manga. I think that's it. Just sit there and like read the like last until the last chapter. I'm like, okay, finally it's done. Now I can rest in peace.
You know, I actually thought about this. Like, what I would do, it would be pretty original, because if you know about like modern terms in like dating, you have people that ghost you. So basically, someone just doesn't respond anymore to your messages. So basically, you're talking to a ghost. Like, there's no reply. I would actually haunt the people that have ghosted me in the past and like start writing like shit on the wall, like send a message back or something. I don't know. Like just start haunting the people that are actually ghosting other people. That'd be pretty funny. Or
bro.
Or would it be too?
You know, I thought I'm gonna be fucking mean. Like, bro's gonna turn people mental.
Get some
like,
of the men fucking
go right
flatline.
Reply. Or just gonna, or the person's just gonna sleep in bed. It's gonna be like, send a message. Like,
Left
bro, holy fuck!
red.
I thought I'm gonna be the mental guy. Like, I thought I'm gonna be ruining someone's life, but bro just goes, oh, I'm gonna ruin.
It's not gonna ruin her life.
Ghosted me. Nah, bro. Some people just gonna turn mental after they just see every like once in a while reply on their mirror or something scratched
Reply
on
or
the
die.
car, like something.
Oh my god!
You know, like
That'd be fucking horrible.
The people don't go mental. It's okay. They don't fucking go in mental asylums. Nah, man, they're gonna be fine. Holy shit! Sorry,
bro.
I was evil.
Imagine haunting people in insane asylums. That's just not even fair, man. That's just putting icing on the cake.
Bro, that's just
actual phasmophobia, boss.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh no! Actually, that's my stage 2, Akira, because you had stage 2. My stage 2 would be people playing like horror games or like watching a horror movie and then scaring them even more.
Dude,
like someone
their feet.
Yeah, or like close the door really hard, or like slightly open the door, like, you know, make that sound. Like start actually doing horror stuff with people that are like watching horror movies. Bro, that would be so fucking terrifying. Oh, that's so good.
Remonite, I thought I am the mental one. I thought I'm gonna be going mental. Like, you know, I said I'm just gonna do it on my math teacher, you know. I'm gonna ruin one person's life. Nah, man, this guy
it's gonna be innocent, you know. It's gonna be innocent.
Every single
fine.
person shit their
Yeah, you know what? Go to a jail and just keep dropping soaps all over the place.
Yeah.
Well, that would be stage 3, having fun.
Yeah. Oh my god.
You know, that's my stage 3. Then I would just do stupid things. But hey, first I would get revenge on my math teacher.
No,
like,
even worse, if you would go to like a prison and you would steal the guard's key, you know, and then like have the keys dangling in front of like the inmates. It's like, oh, look at the keys, and then never give it to them. Just be like taunting, you know, the entire time.
Man, key drops.
I mean, I doubt they will take it and open the door and just go prison escape anyways.
Or that, yeah. That'd be pretty interesting. Yeah.
Just drop the soap.
Dude's trying to wash Scope. Scope fucking flips it out of the hand. Everyone turns around to the guy that lost the soap. Poor man.
And then that guy turns into
Scope's
a ghost as well.
The force truly evil.
Oh my god.
Man, Scope gonna be there like all of a sudden he sees a guy appear next to him. Oh, hey, what's up?
It's time for you to drop the soap, my dude.
And it's gonna make you drop it.
You think that's a thing? You think that like ghosts can interact with each other? You know, there's like another realm besides us of like ghost people that are just watching us, live life.
Who knows?
Who knows indeed.
It's something that's not discovered. I mean, literally no way. Dead people are dead.
Mm-hmm.
Same with the genders. Fucking 100 years later, if somebody digs up a coffin, they're just gonna find a male or a female.
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
Yes, I really am gonna get cancelled now. That's great. Well, if people get this far,
no problem.
Should be fine. You know. Well, we'll see.
No, the Twitter crowd, man.
I'll get cancelled.
Yeah, the Twitter crowd's
Twitter's
not gonna like this.
Hey.
I don't have a Twitter, so
I was gonna say,
I don't care. Yeah.
I had a Twitter account. It probably got hacked like 7 years ago.
Well, actually, so
I mean, everyone I know who owns a Twitter just uses it for porn anyways, so.
Exactly.
What?
What?
For real? Is Twitter, is that really the purpose of Twitter?
Well, yeah, after Tumblr died. After Tumblr died, well, not died. Tumblr is still alive, but they got like the not suitable for work stuff. They banned it from their platform. So then all the creators basically just, well, I think they usually have both. They would post a lot of stuff on Tumblr. And that's what people would go to, is that people would make a Tumblr account to just subscribe to the porn there. And then when Tumblr banned porn, everyone went over to Twitter. Although I think Twitter now has like you have to log in or something to see not suitable for content. Something like that. Which, yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Can just make an account. Can just make whatever account, like call it, like, as Akira said, just have a seizure on your keyboard, write whatever. Use a fake email, just you browse, who cares?
Shadowcom XX69 or something, you know.
Bro, my best email address, xxx1235777.
No, keyboard
whatever comes afterwards.
That's fine. Exactly.
All right.
Hey, yo, wait, my escape button is working.
Yeah,
What?
Is it working? Hey, bro, you fixed it.
Hey!
You can open the menu now. That's amazing.
Yeah.
You can actually log out.
Fucking menu. Yeah, exactly. Settings, quit VR chat. Bros, I'm out of this bitch. I can leave now.
See ya, bro. Hey, finally, I can leave this realm. How do I... well, still, I mean, okay, I can press escape now, but how would I leave?
Good question. Speaking of leaving, I think it's time for us to leave the podcast because we've been going for a while. I think we've had some nice topics. I have some other topics that are like very fucking different than whatever I just proposed or just brought up. So gonna leave those for another time. And with that, I would like to close off the podcast. But before I do that, I would like the guests to ask if they still have any, closing words for the audience or for people listening, and maybe Remonite to recover your reputation with the community you just dug under 6 feet, or you're just gonna throw them some more dirt, whatever you want. Before that, Akira, do you have anything to say to the audience before we close off?
Well, of course, I always have something to say. If you turn into a ghost, make sure to haunt the person that you hate the most.
Words of wisdom.
Do what I said, and you'll drive them insane. For sure. Just don't haunt me, because I am already insane, yeah?
No, so if you haunt someone, change the ringtone of Akira to a flatline. Just
don't.
Jokes will be assured.
I'm a flatline.
All right. Anything else to add to that?
No. Pretty much that's it. Stay safe, don't die, and, keep breathing.
Good advice. Remonite? Closing words? Oh, no.
My closing words.
Oh, no. I mean, hey, Touhou community, don't hate on me. I'm also a fan, okay? Don't find my Discord and spam me. I'm joking. I just don't know the lore, okay? We're all good.
I'll put your Discord in the description for people. No, that's fine.
Agreed.
Yeah, like, subscribe, I don't know, fucking SoundCloud thingy, listen to Kira's mixtapes, I don't know. Until next time,
used to
I guess.
do mixtapes, actually. Well, let's look at it.
Well, yeah, it's been a long time, but hey, I don't think my fucking PC will do anything but mixing with tape. Speaking of tape, I can see something not right.
Not having enough tape to keep in place.
What you mean? I got plenty.
Okay. Well, I guess it's a good way to end the podcast. So I'm going to wrap this up with tape myself. And with that, I would like to thank the audience for listening, for sticking around if you made it this far. And I would hope to see you again the next episode. Until then, peace out. Say goodbye.
Farewell.
Johnny, bye-bye. Farewell, ma salama, whatever language you speak. Adios, amigos.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Yippee! Okay.
I should have played this.
Play what? Oh my god. We're all dying. So let me get a drink. Let me get it.
When you go from to yippee.
Too early. Don't die.
Oh, that's something.
So yeah, don't worry about it, man. I make weird noises from time to time. Okay. Doors. Okay, come here.
Yeah.
Why is there smoke?
That's Akira's.
Okay, fucking Akira.
Why? You're asking why? Because I want to see.